Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by TaylorMade.
Time now for the latest edition of Speed Golf, joined again by Tripp, Isenhour, and Jaime Diaz. You guys know how this works. 18 seconds to give your hot takes on buzzworthy golf topics. We'll start
buzzworthy, I like that.
With this one. Tiger made 2 starts in the last 4 weeks. He's not going to be playing WGC Mexico Championship. What's more important for him as he picks the rest of his schedule, reps or rest, Tripp?
I don't think reps is important at all, so I'll go with the latter. I've got to say rest, just because look, it's about quality over quantity for Tiger Woods at this point, and he's picking his spots. It's, of course, still about the majors, but also picking places that he's had success. So I'm not surprised he's skipping this week.
An opportunity to get closer to the Olympics. What do you say?
I agree with Tripp, and I think coming into this year, I thought it wasn't going to be so much about rest, that he was going to be really focused and not unhealthy. But what we learned at Riviera is that his body's still somewhat fragile, and rest is really vital, especially as he micro-strikes for smaller events, smaller moments like the Masters, as opposed to always playing real well.
You went over your time, but that's fine. Number 2, speaking of the WGC this week, who surprises you the most who's not in the field?
Yeah, I think Justin Rose, because he's been dropping a little bit in the world rankings. He's down to 12 now. I think he needs, a chance to kind of get a bunch of points, and that place would be a perfect, limited field with a lot of points at the World Golf Championships. And it's a golf course that he can handle because he's a really good finesse player, and I think it's an opportunity lost.
Okay, taking an L, but
I'm going to go with Phil Mickelson. And I know he had the family vacation and all that, but I think Phil missing an event that he has won before, all of the times falling out of the top 50, and Phil seemed to be kind of resurgent in his last 2 events. So Phil's my guy that I'm surprised.
Yeah, somebody really picking their spots. It seems like we're not seeing Phil play nearly as much as he used to. All right. Third question, Brooks is still the number 2 player in the world, but he admitted that his knee is not doing well. So what's your biggest concern for him this week?
Well, his health, certainly. His scores are a little inconsistent. He's shooting un-Brooks-like scores. I mean, he had a 73 and a 74 at Riviera, but he had 2 pretty good rounds. So I think he's not far off, but the health is certainly a concern because he does not want to have knee surgery, and that could be where this is going.
Interesting that he was so willing to admit that information to the public.
I think it's probably a burden off his shoulders because I think he is hurt more than he's been letting on, and it's been putting the sense of, hey, what's wrong, Brooks? You're not playing very well. But I think he's got a long-term kind of healing here, which is a surprise, but it also sets the whole golf world on its heels a little bit because it was going to be Rory and Brooks, and right now I think it's Brooks long-term getting better.
No doubt. And going down hills, it sounds so insignificant, but that plays a huge factor in an entire 4 or 5 hour day. All right, Inbee Park already in the Hall of Fame, adding to her resume last week with win number 20 on the LPGA. Is she in your top 10 ever on the LPGA?
Not quite. She's got a couple.
Wow.
She's got 7 majors. I know it's tremendous, but you got to remember the body of work that so many great LPGA players put together in these previous 50, 60 years, starting with Mickey Wright, who we lost today, of course. And I think being top 20 is quite a thing to be in at 31 years old. But I think that's about as far, maybe 16, 17 right in there.
A lot of history to look at.
Yeah.
Not getting too caught up in the recent success, but what would you say?
Just because she does have 7 majors, I would put her maybe at like 14 or 15. I'm not disagreeing too much with Jaime on that, but she's still young. She's got time. So I think when it's all said and done, if she keeps up the way she's been going, I think she will be top 10.
Yeah, the good news is she has enough time to make it onto both of your top 10 lists. God forbid. All right, we've got China, Mexico, Austin, Memphis. If you were to create a World Golf Championship venue, where would you hold it?
Well, the first FedEx Cup playoffs event that was ever held was at Westchester Country Club, one of my favorites. I love Westchester, that old style golf course. It stood up for so many years. It is missed on the PGA Tour, so that's the one I would go to.
Okay, how about you?
I think it's an opportunity for golf to restore, a lot of frequency at these golden age courses that are getting a little bit outmoded. When we saw at Riviera what that can happen. This year we're at the Winged Foot, which is a tremendous golf course that I'd love to see on off years hold a World Golf Championship now and then. Ridgewood. There's so many, but I like that 1920s era being used for the WGCs.
I'm going to throw one at both of you guys.